Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Klickarn and today I'm going to show you how to create a shining Counter-Strike intro for your Counter-Strike videos. So let's look at the intro we're going to create. So there you have the Counter-Strike intro that we're going to create. So now let us create it in Adobe After Effects. So the first thing we need to do is to create a new project by clicking on this one. And we're going to name this CSGO Intro, just like this. And we're going to stick to 10 seconds on this project. So we're going to click on OK. As you can see now, we have a background for the project right here. And the first thing we want to add to this background is the picture of the Counter-Strike logo. So we're going to do that by go over here to File and import the Counter-Strike logo file. Just like this, and import. And now you can see the logo up here in the corner. So we're going to mark this picture, drag it down to the project just like this. And now you can actually see it on the background here. So I'm going to drag this up a little bit to make it more visible. Something like this. And now we're going to make this logo to reveal itself on the background. So that's going to be the first effects we're going to add to this. So we're going to go over here, press the arrow, choose transform. And we're going to play around a little bit with the opacity here. So we're going to drag it down to 0, 0, just like this. And now we can actually don't see the logo here. And if I drag it up, you can actually see it. So we're going to start with 0 on the timeline here. And we're going to create a keyframe to make this effect to work. So choose the stopwatch here, mark it. And then we create a keyframe right here on the timeline. And the opacity is still on 0. So drag this on the timeline here to just pause 2 seconds, something like this. And drag this opacity up to 100%. And there you can actually see we got a keyframe here as well. So there we have the first revealing effects. So let us check out how it looks. This looks pretty nice, I think. Just like this. So now the second thing we want to do to this is to add the shining effects. So we're going to do that by go over here, mark this layer, right click on it and do a pre-compose. So we're going to mark this one, move all attributes into the new composition and press OK. And now we can actually add the shining effects on this. So we're going to go over here, effects and presence. If you can't find this here, go up to Windows and mark it here. Then you will find it in the corner here later if you have marked this. So we're going to type in here a blur effect. And as you can see, we have many blur effects. But we're going to use the CC radial fast blur for this one. So mark this one and drag it down to the layer just like this. And now we can actually see we have a blurry lighting effects on the text here. So go up over here and choose the amount here to 90%. And as you can see now, the text and the logo actually isn't so much revealing. It's just a blurry effects on it, so we can't actually see it so good. So we're gonna fix that by go over here, mark this layer, and go up to edit and duplicate it. And as you can see now, I just made it so much worse. But we're gonna fix that by choosing one of these layers. I'm gonna choose the one on the top here and just drag this amount down to 0. And there you can actually see the logo now. So there we have the first step in this intro. So now let us create the name that's gonna reveal itself here. So we're gonna choose a different technique that we use on the logo here with the opacity. So we're actually gonna use the stroke effect on this one. So the first thing we need to do is to create a text here. So go over here, right click, go up to new and create a text. I'm going to type in name for this one. So here you can type in your name if you want to. So we're going to drag it down just below this logo here. And we're going to mark this text layer and right click on it and create a mask just like this. And now we can actually see we have a box around the name here. So that is the mask. So now we can add the stroke effects to this. So go up here to the effects and presence. And we're going to add the stroke effect. Here we have it. So mark this one, drag it to the text here, and as you can see now, we actually have it revealed all the time. So we're gonna fix that by go over here to the stroke effect, drag the brush size up to 200, just like this, and the brush hardness up to 100%, just like that. And now you can actually see we have a big white hole in the frame here, and we're gonna fix that by go over here to paint style, and on the ordinary image, and choose reveal ordinary image instead, just like this. And now you can actually see the name here again. So you can either play around with the start or the end, it depends which way you want the stroke effects to go. But I'm gonna choose the start keyframe here. So I'm gonna drag this up to 100%. And now we can actually see, we can't see the text here. So to do so, if I drag this, nothing happens. But I actually want this to reveal. So remember to mark the stopwatch here to create a keyframe. And we're gonna drag this from just from this point to about just past 4 seconds, and we're gonna drag this down to 0%, just like this. And now we can actually see the stroke effect with the revealing of the text, just like this. So there we have the text reveal of this name and even for this logo. So now I'm gonna add the last effect for this tutorial, and it's the flare effects. So we're gonna go over here, right click on this point, and create a new solid. And as you can see, we got it up here now. That's because it's just above the other layers. So make sure that this one is below the other layers here. So we're gonna go up here to effects and presence once again, and type in flare. And we're gonna use the lens flare for this. So we're gonna drag this one down to the new solid that we just created, just like this. And now we can see the flare up here. So we want to choose this flare to be something like this, and yeah, we just wanted to go straight this way to reveal the text, just like this. So I actually want it in the beginning to be just outside this this background. So we're gonna go to the beginning and drag this out a little bit, something like this. So we're gonna create a pretty cool thing with this flare. So if we hit this arrow here, go down to effects and transform, I'm gonna drag down the opacity here to 0, so we can't see anything here, and mark the stopwatch and drag it just a little bit, something like that, and just drag the opacity up to 100% again. And then you can actually see the flare actually reveal the text here as well. So it looks pretty cool. So we're gonna drag this one just about here when the text starting to reveal itself. So you can see the text reveal itself here. And actually I want this flare to come in and expose this this text. So we're gonna do that by clicking this keyframe as well. And we're gonna go back to the start and mark this one on the keyframe here. So this is the starting point. So we're gonna go over here just before the text revealing itself, something like this. And we're actually gonna drag this one to this point, just like this. Then we're gonna drag it a little bit more and choose this one, flare center. So we actually got it just like this. And we're gonna drag it a little bit more, something like this, and just a little bit more, just like this. So there you actually can see the flare actually reveal the text there, something like this. It looks pretty cool. So actually I want this to fade out as well. So go over here and mark this one to create a keyframe. Otherwise, if we just make this on 0% here as well, they're actually gonna fade out on the way over here. So make sure that you have this on 100% here as well. So create a keyframe by clicking on this one. So we're just gonna drag this a little bit further and just going down to 0%. So there you have the flare, just like this. And the last thing I'm gonna do with this flare is actually gonna change the size of this. So I'm gonna go over here to lens type and go down to 150mm prime, just like this, just to make it to match with the text a little bit more. And I'm gonna drag down the flare brightness a little bit, something like this. I think it looks pretty nice. So if we check the whole intro right now, how it looks, we can do so by go over here to composition and do a preview, just like this. And there we have it. There we have the whole Counter-Strike intro. I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you everyone so much for watching this video. I really hope that you find this tutorial useful. If you do, please give it a thumb up. And if you want more game intros, please give a comment down below. And don't forget to check out my Twitch channel, Klickarn Official, for more gameplay and more tutorials. Until next time, boys and girls, take care now. Bye bye then.